leisure. All right. I don't feed myself grapes like that, but I had them to eat here, and it fits the topic I want to talk about. The way the body's designed, we've said it many times, it must be uncomfortable or distressed or challenged in order to evolve, grow, adapt, regenerate. As long as you can process, recover, repair, assimilate from that stimulus, you should continue to be resilient, adaptive, survival, level up, evolve. Here's the thing though with humanity. We've chosen conveniences. We've had dishwashers, escalators, cars, Segways, those motorized things, can openers, softer beds, shoe wear, structural support, orthotics, even certain clothing that like supports you. Just like that previous post where you can't cheat nature, this is the same thing. For every convenience that you choose to do, to utilize, you devolve slightly. That's okay. I just want you all to admit that, because it happens in me too. For every time we put our dishes in the dishwasher and they wash, our previous version of ourselves who manually did that, we devolved less than them in that realm, in that field. For every time we choose a comfort or a convenience, you just think of this. If we choose an escalator, if we park close, if we sit, lounge, the things that make things easy, every time we choose those, we chip back and devolve and have less function than our self that didn't. This is fine because I do like driving a car sometimes. I do like can openers sometimes. I don't have a dishwasher or a laundry machine, but I have a laundromat. But the thing is, I like laying down. I like remote controls. I like some of those things. You just got to put that into perspective of, okay, I used an escalator today. I have to do something to stimulate my body for what that would be if I were to, what's up, brother? Use the stairs, okay? And I like to think of it as a rule of 3. For every time you choose something that isn't to further your evolutionary process or your survival, you got to do something 3 times over. So if you choose to park close, that walk you would have had carrying the things you would have carried, or the burden that would have been placed upon your system to grow, to be able to be stimulated to grow, you got to do something 3 times as much. I do it in my practice all the time. If somebody wants to do pottery 3 days a week, surf 4 days a week, go to yoga 3 days, have sex 4, play tennis 2. So that's like, I don't know, 4, 8, it's like 14 or 15 or however much that is inputs. So then they have to prepare for 42 to 45 of those. They have to prepare 42 to 45 times of that. It's your preparation exceeding your performance. We've already talked about this. So we know that. So okay, it works as well choosing those conveniences or leisure. Do I like laying on a couch watching 2 or 3 movies in a row? Hell yeah. While I'm laying on said couch, I may get up to stimulate myself with movement in between, or while I'm laying there, I may fire glutes alternately, or try to fire my calves, or breath to contract my lower abdominals, my transverse abdominis. I might do that. That way I can stimulate my body to grow through choosing to sit on that couch and watch a movie. And everyone's like, why would you even worry about this? Well, because I'm seeing the fallout over the last 20 years in practice, and we're not doing well. I interviewed Ole Ollerton this morning, and he's gracious to spend as much time as he did with me, and he's just like, humanity is at its weakest point right now. That's kind of why we were easy for the pickings on this charade that they're running through, to run through this great reset, the fourth industrial revolution, to do what they're planning on doing. We were at our weakest point because we've chosen the Segways, we've chosen the Fitbits, we've chosen the escalators, we've chosen ease and convenience, time in and time out, and ourselves have devolved. We've relied so much on them to move our bodies, them to nourish us, them to feed us, them to put money in our pockets, them to make us happy, them to connect us all or disconnect us all, that we've devolved radically. And we've seen the fallout of what's going on. How easy was this? Now we're awakening up a resiliency in human spirit, which is pretty friggin' awesome, and this light is growing. My God, it's growing, and we're getting stronger, more connected. That vibration is going up in, and we are connecting worldwide at a global level that they didn't plan on. They being whoever the hell's running this whole thing. So think of this now. We can, there was no baby choosing ease. They weren't trying to find ease. They were doing things to develop to more complex participatory things later on. They weren't competing against each other. They weren't measuring their crawls on their Fitbit to compete against their neighbor because they feel good when they exercise. That whole, I exercise to feel good. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, fine, but we move and train ourselves like babies did to do the fun stuff, to do the pottery, to have sex, to dance the tango, to ride our bikes, to hike, to surf, to swim, to do all these things. Tough to do all those things to prepare the movements. The movements feed that. The nourishing allows the recovery of that. The spirituality connects it all. The sleep allows the hormonal balance to repair and regenerate from all this together. The outdoor light charges your cells so that all that can sync up. But think of like your primitive self. And just have a little bit of accountability and responsibility when you do choose convenience, when you do choose ease, because it sets you back. And you can thwart that, but you just got to be aware of it. And this whole concept of age, it's so bullshit. 60 isn't even halfway through. They started naming our years so we can, mostly for governmental taxation, voting, all these things that have nothing to do with the human spirit, that have nothing to do with our development, our function, our thrive, our ability to thrive. So again, you can go well into this life, however long you're gifted to experience life. Age doesn't matter. But your inputs, your ability to adapt and respond to your chosen environment, and then the unpredictable environment, is predicated on the amount of stimulus that you put yourself in, the amount of discomfort you put yourself in, because that discomfort then allows you to participate in those things that you fucking love. I could list like thousands of things that I love. Everyone's like, how do you do all the little things you do all day, because there's so much shit that I love to do, that I love to experience. I don't want to be restrained. I don't want to be handicapped. I don't want to be held back. I don't want to be imprisoned by my body. I don't want to be stuck in some bog of a relationship. I don't want to be in that. I want to fly, man. Put it in perspective, little accountability, little responsibility to what exactly is your role in being a human. Okay? And the body is set to allow that because it loves you. It wants to thrive and level up. It doesn't know its limit. It's like, dude, you have no idea what the capacity of we've gotten here. We're quantum. We can do anything. Let's go. That's that little voice inside. That's that little thing that has the baby and the kid wanting to jump from the third rock off, that wants to jump to the third monkey bar, that challenges the system because they know, they calculate, they weigh it out. We got to tap back into those rep schemes, those spiritual realms, those connection. Block that frontal caution. Find that kid inside. if you choose leisure. 3 times to offset it. But if you do choose leisure, enjoy it. Not an ounce of guilt, just accountability. Cheers.